Hello Planeswalkers! Andrew here, joined by Tyler. Today we're going to be going over another top 5, this time our top 5 favorite Planeswalkers. Now these are our personal favorites, so be sure to let us know what your favorite Planeswalkers are in the comments below. Without further ado, let's jump into it. For number 5 I chose Domri Anarchabolus, a Planeswalker that boosts not just your creature's attack but also your mana pool. Sign me the hell up! Not to mention how he can make one of your creatures fight an opponent's creature as a form of removal. This card is undoubtedly Gruul and is one of my favorites.
Taking the number 5 spot on my list is the goodest girl and currently only werewolf planeswalker, Arlinn Kord. While not entirely unique as a double-sided walker thanks to Garruk Relentless and the 5 flip walkers that we got in Magic Origins, Arlinn is the only one capable of flipping back and forth between her human and wolf sides. Her abilities are just dripping with flavor, with her human side being able to pump your creatures and create wolves, something reminiscent of a pack alpha, and her wolf side focusing on even more damage with an ultimate that, for some decks, can end the game on the spot. We'd see her again during the War of the Spark, missing half of her color identity to go from red-green to just mono-green, with her new card not being able to flip, yet still being able to pump werewolves, so hey, Commander was in mind. And I picked her original printing for the list because Shadows Block was when I really started playing. That was when I took a real interest in story, and formats, and flavor, despite having played the game on and off for several years at that point, as she serves as a reminder for the first real standard deck that I'd ever built. She's a good dog, Braun. Assuming the mantle of the number 4 spot on my list is Garruk, Cursed Huntsman, my stand-in for Garruk as a character. I've had no shortage of times when I've made it clear on this channel that black is my all-time favorite color, followed very closely by green, and out of all of his cards, Garruk's Eldraine edition hits just all the right notes for me. The wolves he makes are really fun to set up as a barricade against opponents, as well as to serve as my own sacrifice fodder to easily get Garruk up to his ultimate. His emblem, with its boon of +3/+3 and trample to all of your creatures permanently, is just so easy to pull off and is a monumental backbreaker, especially when stacked multiple times. Go ahead, stick him in a commander deck and fire off his ultimate 3 or 4 times. See how many friends you have left when they eventually get sick of staring down your wall of beef. Do it, coward. I dare you.
Spellslinger? Why yes I am. Ral Storm Conduit is my number 4 choice because he can not only copy your instants and sorceries, but also zap an opponent or planeswalker when he does so. Not to mention his ability to scry one is a +2. Plus, Ral's gay, and that's pretty cool. Also, he's an honest man. He didn't lie to Niv-Mizzet about Tezzeret's not being dead. Good guy, that Ral. For number 3 I went with Jace, Wielder Mysteries. His title here is a prime example of Jace's arrogance and self-absorption. He thinks he's so great. Well, he is sort of right in some cases. In this case he's a glorified lab maniac, but he can also draw you cards, and can also proc his own win the game passive.
Number 3 on my list might surprise anyone who knows that I hate blue, but won't surprise anyone who knows how I feel about dragons. Standing in for my favorite dragon planeswalker is Nicol Bolas, God Pharaoh. Tricky Nick is a beating, no matter what form he comes in, and for me, God Pharaoh is the perfect representation of his abilities. I'm easily seduced by big, flashy spells, and you can sleep well at night knowing nothing really comes across as big and as flashy as Nicholas Pickles. Being able to steal cards is not even a +1 ability, but a frickin' +2. Being able to zot something for a crisp 7 damage, be it man, woman, or monster, and straight up Thanos snapping away your opponent's boards, this hunka burnin' lizard is everything I want in a dragon and more. Now if you will excuse me, I need a minute. Now, both my number 1 and my number 2 slots are very special to me as a player, as they were my first and second Planeswalker cards, respectively, which helped me fall in love with the characters and the world of Magic. That being said, my number 2 pick isn't actually the card of this specific Planeswalker that I started with, but it is my favorite representation of the character. Liliana Dreadhorde General is one of my favorite 6-drops to slot into any black deck I run. She makes me bodies, she makes my opponent sacrifice, and she even draws me cards for letting my stuff die. Newsflash, she makes zombies. I like zombies, and zombies love to die. A poet couldn't have written it any better. Her story has been one that I've loved following over the years, and getting to see her change from a selfish necromancer to a less selfish necromancer to a necromancer that might actually have a heart and feel pain has been one of my favorite driving points behind staying on top of whatever magic story I can get my hands on. At the time of recording, we're going into Corset 2021 with her newest incarnation as Liliana, Waker of the Dead. Jokes aside, I truly can't wait to see where her story goes, how she deals with the death of Gideon, how she'll handle meeting up with her former Gatewatch friends, and what she'll do now that she's free from the demon's contracts and the chain veil.
Please ignore the fact that most of these Planeswalkers are from War of the Spark. At least my number 2 pick is the big bad himself, Nicol Bolas Dragon God. He can just use the loyalty abilities of all other Planeswalkers on the field. Additionally, he has 3 whole abilities in addition to this, like drawing you a card and exiling a card or permanent an opponent controls, destroying a creature or Planeswalker, and each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or Planeswalker loses the game. Just gone. Bye bye. Sucks to suck. Hail Bolas. Hey, Planeswalker that's not from War of the Spark. Instead, she's from M20, an even newer set. Chandra, Awakened Inferno, is my number 1 favorite Planeswalker. She puts hurt emblems on all of your opponents as a +2. She can also Lightning Bolt a non-elemental creature, or deal X damage to a creature or Planeswalker and exile it if it dies the same turn. As an added insult, she can't be countered. You're going to be hurt, whether you like it or not.
Number 1. The Gold Medal. My favorite Planeswalker of all time. My first Planeswalker of all time. You know him. You love him. He loves to brood meaningfully in the darkness. It's Sorin Markov, vampiric Planeswalker extraordinaire and watchful eye of my favorite plane, Innistrad. I cannot overstate how much I love this walker, both from a lore perspective and a gameplay one. When a Planeswalker has the ability to potentially mind-slaver someone over and over again, and that isn't even why he's played in Commander, you know you have a powerful card. Dropping someone's life total down to 10, especially in a format where you start with 40 life, and it isn't that far-fetched for people to get life totals going into the hundreds, is a feeling I cannot even begin to describe. He always has a home in any deck of mine that can run him. And if I have my way, even a couple of decks that can't run him.
And that concludes today's top 5. What are some of your favorite Planeswalkers? Be sure to let us know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and think about subscribing. Have a great day, y'all.